Welcome to Virginia Beach. How would you like to wake up every morning and see a beautiful sunrise just like this? Well, that's exactly what you can do if you decide to move to Virginia Beach, Virginia. I will tell you, it's not all sunshine here in Virginia Beach, as there's few things you're definitely going to need to consider whether Virginia Beach is right for you. And that's exactly what I'm going to go over in this video, as I'm going to discuss my top pros and, unfortunately, my top cons of living in Virginia Beach. And let's go ahead and get at it right now. All right, so after watching that opening at Sandbridge Beach, I gotta believe you probably know what one of my pros of Virginia Beach are gonna be. However, you're gonna have to stick around to the end to find out where it stacks up against the other pros, as we're gonna get into my number 5 pro of living in Virginia Beach, and that would be the overall economy. When looking for information on the economy, one of my favorite websites to check out is bestplaces.net. This gives us a lot of information, not only on the economy, but all the different demographics, information about the city and other cities throughout the country. I'm gonna put a link in the description below. So for overall unemployment rate in Virginia Beach, it is at 4.8%. When you compare that to the US average, it's right around 6%. And I will tell you, in the summertime, once tourism season really kicks in, there's a lot of jobs available for anybody looking. Another positive things about the jobs in Virginia Beach, Virginia, overall job growth versus last year was 1.4%. And in the next 10 years, it's predicted to grow 33.5%. And what that job growth really tells you is there's a lot of big businesses coming to Virginia Beach, opening new centers. Some of our biggest employers in Virginia Beach, first would be the military, NAS, Oceana, Little Creek. Those are the biggest employers in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Not only military jobs, but there is also civilian jobs on those bases. Additionally, Centera Hospital Systems is another big employer in Virginia Beach. Some other larger corporations like Geico, and also Steel, the chainsaw and outdoor equipment manufacturing. They have a manufacturing facility in the Virginia Beach area around Lynn Haven. Another good thing about the economy in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the average household income in Virginia Beach is higher than the US average by quite a bit. The average in Virginia Beach is a little bit over 70,000, whereas the average in total United States is 57,000. However, that does come as a downfall as well, because as you can imagine, as more and more people are making more money, that tends to drive cost up of everything around it. So my number 5 con is actually the cost of living. We're gonna go right back to that website, bestplaces.net, and it gives an index compared to the US average on cost of living and other things. Virginia Beach was given a 103.3. One of the big drivers of the cost of living being a little higher than the national average in Virginia Beach would be the cost of housing. I'm gonna show you here some data from the Realtors Property Resource. Just so you know, I'm a realtor here in Hampton Roads, so if you have any questions about that, please reach out. Anyways, the median sales price last month in Virginia Beach, Virginia was right at $340,000, which was actually up 4.6% month over month. Even with mortgage rates being a lot higher right now than they were in the last 2 years, one of the things that's really driving the price of houses in Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads would just be the overall inventory, as there's really not a lot of inventory. The months of supply in Virginia Beach, Virginia last month were 0.91 months. So what that basically means, if there was no listings brought on the market starting today, it would actually take just under a month to sell all the remaining listings in all of Virginia Beach. When we're looking at a really balanced market, we like to be in the 4 to 6 month range, as the shorter their inventory, that usually means it's a seller market, and that usually means prices go up. As far as what I see in the future, I think that months of supply is going to continue to creep up, as the interest rates are definitely starting to affect the amount of buyers that are out there. Right now, as long as that inventory stays low, the prices will stay stable, if not continue to rise. Now in this video, I really just focused on housing when I was discussing cost. If you're looking for more information on the overall cost of living, what you can expect to pay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Moving right along, my number 4 pro would just be the overall crime rate of Virginia Beach, Virginia, compared to some of the other cities in Hampton Roads. And the city of Virginia Beach, Virginia really gets a lot of high remarks when it comes to this article here by Advisor Smith. It actually named Virginia Beach the 3rd safest large city in all of Virginia, only being beat out up in Northern Virginia by Alexandria and Leesburg. And then to show some more data, going back to my favorite website, bestplaces.net, for overall crime under violent crimes, Virginia Beach, Virginia was given given a score of a 10.5. That is on a scale of 1 to 100, whereas the overall average in the United States is 22.7. As far as property crime goes, Virginia Beach scores a little better than the overall average United States with a 33.2. So moving right out of that, one thing about Virginia Beach, Virginia and all of Hampton Roads is the military is a big part of our community and our economy throughout Hampton Roads. However, I feel guilty for saying this, but the military is causing one of the cons I have, and that con, the jet noise that is attributed to all these planes that are flying around Virginia Beach and the military bases. You have them in Norfolk, you have them in Chesapeake. So jet noise is definitely something you're going to have to deal with as you live in Hampton Roads. Us locals actually call it the sound of freedom, and I really mean that. What you really need to do is take a look at the noise and crash zone map, which we call the ACUS map. I'll put it up on the screen here. That way you can kind of decide where it's going to be a little more quiet. Pretty much wherever you live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, you are going to hear some type of jet noise. To give you an example of what that noise sounds like, I actually just took a quick video of this F-18 flying over us. And that's the type of noise you can expect. The military is a huge part of our community and we are very appreciative of what they do. However, the jet noise is an issue. If you have children, the next thing I'm going to mention is going to be very important to you, as my number 3 pro is their school system throughout the city. As much as I want to show you what bestplaces.net has to say, which is pretty much the same as what I'm going to show, I'm going to move to a different website here. We're going to use a website called niche.com. Niche.com gives the city of Virginia Beach, Virginia an overall grade of A. But as I mentioned, you got bestplaces.net, you have schooldigger.com. Pretty much all of them are going to say the same thing. And when it stacks up against other cities in Hampton Roads, regardless of what website you go to, compared to some of the other school systems in the area, Virginia Beach, Virginia is going to score a little higher. And if you're telling me, hey, I don't have children, the school systems are really important regardless, as usually when you're looking to sell your house, more and more people are looking into getting the better school systems. So that helps you whether you have children or not, as your house is going to be highly sought after if it's in a good school zone. All right, so moving right along, we haven't talked about the beach yet. This next thing does get impacted by the ocean, and my number 3 con of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia is a little controversial because it depends on who you ask, but for me, that would just be the weather in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I know what you're saying. Hey, you just showed me a picture of a beach, beautiful weather. However, I will tell you, in the summertime, it gets extremely hot in this area, and it's also very, very humid. You go outside, literally as soon as you step outside, you're already sweating. So just know that in the summertime, it does get extremely, extremely warm. Being that we are a coastal town on the ocean, during hurricane season, you gotta think about hurricanes. We don't get them extremely often. Every couple years, one might come through. We actually haven't had a direct hit from one. Shoot, I don't even remember the last one where we actually had a direct hit. However, you do have to think about that because it causes a lot of issues from flooding, wind damage, just overall storm damage. So being in a coastal town, hurricanes are definitely something you got to consider. And as far as the wintertime goes, while we don't get a lot of snow, it does tend to get pretty cold here. The temperatures are in the 20s or 30s. When we do actually get snow in our area, it literally shuts the whole area down. I mentioned this is a little controversial depending on who you ask. If you think I'm crazy, put that in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you think about the weather, as I know a lot of you are going to say it's awesome. Anyways, let's move forward. Hey, thanks for checking this video out. I hope you're learning something, getting some value. If you are, please do me a favor and smash that like button below. I mentioned about that cost of living and how much it actually is going to cost in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Well, I actually did a video exclusively on overall cost of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. You can actually find that video right above me here. And I mentioned earlier, I'm a realtor. If you're thinking about making a move into Hampton Roads, please reach out to me. I'm gonna leave my contact in the description below and also put it right here on the screen. So let's go ahead and get back into my pros and cons of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We only have 2 left. I think you know what one of the pros is gonna be. Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The 2 remaining pros for Virginia Beach, Virginia, both have one thing in common, and that's that you're gonna have a great time. So with that said, before we go over the 2 remaining pros, you already know one's gonna be the beach. I thought it'd be best if I went ahead and got the negatives out of the way. So my number 2 con would have to be the overall traffic. Just to give you an idea of how bad the traffic is in Virginia Beach, according to the website TomTom, in the year 2021, we were in the middle of a pandemic. A lot of people were working from home. Average driver in Virginia Beach, Virginia spent 2 days and 10 hours wasted sitting in your car stuck in traffic. I want to show you some of the tough points we have here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, The first would definitely just have to be 264, but then there's other intersections that really seem to cause an issue. Virginia Beach Boulevard is a major road that runs east to west through Virginia Beach. And there's a lot of different intersections on Virginia Beach Boulevard that can cause some trouble. Few of those would be First Colonial Road, Independence, and Virginia Beach Boulevard. That's right by the town center. Then also moving down from Virginia Beach Boulevard, you have the intersection of Holland Road and South Rosemont Road. That usually backs up a lot. Getting back onto the highway at 264 on Lynn Haven always seems to be backed up. And then if I'm moving back towards town center, Independence and 264, that causes a lot of issues there. The worst intersection for congestion in all of Virginia Beach, the intersection of Kempsville and Indian River Road. Quite honestly, in my opinion, they have just made it worse with new recent construction. They changed the intersection, so it's not a traditional intersection as far as traffic flow goes. They say they're innovative approaches. Basically, you have indirect left turns to the north and the south on Kempsville Road, also known as a continuous flow intersection. And then if you want to make a left or to the east and the west of the intersection on Indian River Road, you literally have to make a U-turn and you're going to have 2 stoplights. It's very confusing. It's been around since around 2019 and it's still causing issues. This intersection is still very, very crowded. And in my opinion, it's only been made worse by this. To be honest with you, traffic in Hampton Roads is awful. I don't think it matters if you're in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, or on the peninsula. You're gonna deal with some sort of traffic no matter where you are in Hampton Roads, but in Virginia Beach, it's particularly bad. All right, so we're down to my number 1 con, and one of the things we've talked about is all the great things there are about Virginia Beach. Quite frankly, that draws quite a bit of people, and my number 1 con of living in Virginia Beach would just have to be the tourist. Just so you know, in 2019, over 19 million people visited the city of Virginia Beach. 10.5 million of those people actually spent the night. Tourism is very good for the city as it accounts for almost $1.5 billion in revenue for the city that they can tax, as over 100,000 jobs are created based on the Virginia Beach tourism. However, if you live in the city of Virginia Beach, it can be dreadful in the summertime with traffic if you're heading anywhere down towards the ocean front. It's great for the city, but as far as having a good time and a quiet atmosphere, that's not happening in the summertime. All right, so here we go. We're down to the last 2 pros of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And as I said, both of them have to do with enjoying your time while you're in the city of Virginia Beach. I kept a little suspenseful, as I said, one of them was gonna be the beach most likely. I think you already know which one that's gonna be, but my number 2 pro of living in Virginia Beach is just the amount of things you're able to do, whether you're with your family or just by yourself. There is so much to do within the city of Virginia Beach. If you enjoy going to concert down in the Princess Anne area of Virginia Beach, there's the Veterans United Home Loans Theater, better known as the Virginia Beach Amphitheater. They have a lot of big acts that come through there all throughout the year, mostly in the spring and summertime. One of my favorite acts that comes through there would be the Dave Matthews Band, and he usually visits once a year. If you like going golfing, there is a ton of golf courses throughout the city of Virginia Beach. If you're just a casual golfer, the city of Virginia Beach has Top Golf, which is a great place to bring your family just to have a good time out on the driving range. While you're hitting balls, you're able to have alcoholic drinks, food. If you've never been to a Top Golf, you have to check it out. There is a ton of parks in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Up north, you got First Landing State Park, which is an awesome park along the beach. You have Little Island Park down in Sandbridge. Even farther south, you have Munden Point Park, which I've talked about in a lot of other videos. But one of the most popular and famous parks in Virginia Beach, Virginia would be Mount Trashmore. If you're going along 264, you can't miss it. Used to be a Trashville section, and now it's actually an awesome park. There's a skate park there. There's a great playground for the kids, a huge lake you can walk around. The hill itself, that's a lot of fun to climb up, fly a kite with your family. In the wintertime and the occasional time we do get snow, while they will run you off, a lot of people like to go there and sled on the Mount Trashmore, as we don't have many hills here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. If you're looking for some fun while still learning a lot, head to the Virginia Beach Aquarium. That's a really neat place to go. They have a huge IMAX theater that plays movies there, educational movies, but they have a great walking trail you can go through. Make sure you check out the otters, and my personal favorite is the turtle exhibit. I will tell you in the summertime, that tends to get a little crowded. In addition to having fun at the beach, not far from the beach along General Booth Boulevard, there is Ocean Breeze, which is a great water park. They also have Motor World there where you can drive go-karts and other things like that. Ocean Breeze obviously is only open during the summertime when it's warm enough to enjoy a water park. And then lastly, one of the things I really enjoy doing, I've talked about in a lot of other videos, is I really like fishing. And there is a lot of fishing to be had in the city of Virginia Beach, whether you're looking for fresh water in the many lakes that are throughout the city, or if you like me and like saltwater fishing, you can always just go right along the beach into Sandbridge area and just fish along the beach, or you could head up to the north end by Chesapeake Bay and head out to the bay and fish by the tunnel. Either way, plenty of places to have a great time fishing. All the fun things you can do in the city of Virginia Beach makes it a definite pro for me. And my number one pro of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia would definitely have to be the beautiful beaches. As far as the beaches go in Virginia Beach, there's many beaches you can go to enjoy the ocean and the Chesapeake Bay. This video I shot here was from the Sandbridge Beach. That was actually on Sandfiddler Road. Sandbridge is in the southern portion of Virginia Beach. It's about a 5-mile stretch from Sandbridge Road farther south down to Little Island Park. Little Island Park is a great place to go in Sandbridge, as they do have facilities as far as showers, picnic tables. But if you're looking for a place that's usually not too crowded, in between Little Island and Sandbridge, kind of where I took this video at, it's very limited in parking, so you gotta get there early. The only other people on those beaches are those that are renting houses along the beaches. There are no hotels in Sandbridge. And then moving a little north, if you are serving in the military or you have served in the military and are retired, there is Dam Neck, which is a private military base right on the beach. So I personally remember as a kid going to Dam Neck, as my father served in the military and my mother used to take us there every Saturday and Sunday. Great time there. No difference in their beach than the oceanfront, exclusively for the military though. Then moving farther north, that's when you get into right around Rudy Inlet, all the way up to about 50th Street, a little less than 50th Street, but that's where we talk about the oceanfront, the boardwalk area. That's where all the tourists going. That's where all the hotels are. It is very crowded in the summertime. So locals tend to avoid that area and move even farther north in between the 50th all the way up to 90th Street. There's really not a lot of hotels up that way, so those beaches tend to be less crowded. Now, if you have young kids, some other great beaches to check are right along the Chesapeake Bay. The benefit of going to the Chesapeake Bay is the waves. There really isn't any waves compared to the ocean front. Along Shore Drive, you have First Landing State Park. And then as you go farther down Shore Drive into the Chicks Beach area, all the way to the Lynnhaven Inlet, not very crowded along that Chicks Beach area, just because of the limited parking there is. So easily, my number one pro would be the beach in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any value out of it, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. This is the type of video we publish every week here on the channel. So if you enjoyed that and looking for more content like this, hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to tap that notification bell. I am a realtor here in Hampton Roads, so if you're thinking of making a move in and out of Hampton Roads, love to help you. My information is in the contact below. If you're thinking about moving to Virginia Beach, Virginia, I did a video recently on some of the best neighborhoods in Virginia Beach, Virginia. You can actually check that out right here. And until the next time, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you on the next video.